From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Tuesday, October 29th, 2024.
Hi, I'm Arpin Lobo. I cover politics and state government for the Detroit Free Press. Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th, is fast approaching in Michigan. Millions of voters are expected to cast their ballots as Michigan is considered a crucial state to deciding the outcome of the presidential election. And in Michigan, eligible residents can register to vote in an election up until polls close at 8 p.m. on Election Day itself. But there are certain requirements you need to know if you're looking to register to vote. First, who is eligible? To be eligible to vote in Michigan, you must be a U.S. citizen, a Michigan resident for at least 30 days by the time you vote, be at least 17 and a half years old and 18 by the time you vote, and not currently serving a jail or prison sentence. If you meet that criteria, you can register to vote in person at your local clerk's office. To find your clerk, visit the Michigan Voter Information Center at michigan.gov/vote. You'll need proof of residency to register to vote. This includes your Michigan driver's license or other state ID, a current utility bill, a bank statement, a paycheck or government check, or another form of government document. If you're registering to vote at your local clerk's office, you can request and obtain an absentee ballot and return it in the same visit, including up until polls close on Election Day. And if you're unsure if you're registered to vote or not, you can also check online at michigan.gov/vote. Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th, and polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. in Michigan. Voters can also take advantage of absentee voting and early in-person voting. To learn more, visit freep.com/news/elections.
From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Darcy Moran. Carrie Vanderbush and her kids had theories on why her husband's Detroit Free Press Marathon race tracker was no longer moving on race day. Maybe he'd stopped for the bathroom. Maybe he'd fallen, gotten scraped up, and was getting some minor medical attention. Maybe the tracker was wrong. In reality, a volunteer Rosie the Riveter and medical teams were working to save her husband Patrick's life amid a heart attack and cardiac arrest. The Rosie spoke to him as she took turns giving him compressions on the race course. "Stay with us, Patrick," she said. "It's your birthday." Patrick, who turned 60 that day, would finally come to at Detroit Medical Center. He wondered briefly if he'd been hit by a car. His breathing tube still in, he wrote a note to his wife. Patrick was one of several marathon runners who were taken to the hospital during the annual race this month. One runner, a 57-year-old man, died. For the full story on Patrick, check out freep.com.
Hi there, I'm Bill Laitner at the Free Press in Detroit, writing on a quirky but vital question in election campaigns. How should non-incumbents word their campaign signs and advertising? State law says, "Thou shalt not say you're an incumbent if you're not one." But here's where it gets tricky. A veteran judge is running for the same job he already has, and yet it's not in his courtroom, it's down the hall, where another judge is retiring. Winning that other seat is the oddball quest of Oakland County Probate Judge Dan O'Brien. He says he loves his job, so he wants this other seat to skirt the state's age limit for judges and add 4 extra years to his career. Not happy with how he's wording his campaign signs and his ads is his opponent. She sued him. To learn how that's going for her, see my story in freep.com.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.